This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, Guitar World Magazine just put together a list of the top bass lines of all time.
This is awesome.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of bass lines, so we'll see. We'll see what they think, man.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's the number 5 again in the top 5 list of great bass lines of all time. Here's what they think is number 5.
That's a good pick.
Oh yeah, it's surely iconic.
Yeah.
And really, with the sound effects that go along with it,
the cash register thing.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say, out of all this is one of my favorite Pink Floyd songs. And I'm not a big Pink Floyd fan. I know they're an amazing band. I know they've done a lot of stuff. I just was not high enough a lot of the times to really appreciate them.
Well, there's still time. You got. I know. You're still alive,
right? Dude, I'm so mad at my friend, and I told this story before. Uma Guma, he didn't tell me I should really listen to that album altered. He's just like, this is the greatest album of all time. I had no idea he was stoned out of his mind all the time. It's like, dude, you know I don't do anything, so I'm not getting the full benefit of this album. Because I'm sitting there going, I don't understand why he likes this. It's really a weird album. He knows I like the Beach Boys. Why would he send me? And then it's like, okay.
But just about him saying, listen to Uma Guma would make me think I probably should be high for an album called Uma Guma.
Kind of, yeah. Right. I did. Steve, I was naive. I really was. I really was. You're absolutely right. I mean, you should know. I think a lot of people are just like that. Go, BJ, it's Pink Floyd. Why would you? What are you thinking?
See, I playing drums, I always had like a love for the bass because of the rhythm section thing. And I even had like a bass for a little while and tried to learn it. But I was like, 4 strings can't be as hard as a guitar. It's just hard for different reasons. Yeah. I was never able to nail it. But like there were certain bass lines that were just so iconic. And that definitely is one of them.
Number 4, I don't know if I know this, Steve. Maybe I will when I hear it. So this is the number 4 again. Guitar World Magazine said here is the number 4 best bass line of all time. Don't know if I know this. It's a band called The Stranglers, and this is a song called Peaches.
To be honest, dude, I know the band name. I've never heard a song by them. I know that they're popular with a lot of punk rockers and stuff, but they were never a band that and just listening to that little bit, I'm like, what? This sounds like a band I would totally dig. Like, I dig that bass line. It's cool.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm with you on that. I kind of
dirty sounding.
Yeah, I didn't even know it. And I didn't even know there was another song called Peaches outside of the presses. I had no idea.
There's also what Peaches and Cream get on top from Prince.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, there was also a duo called Peaches and Cream, I think, too, that made music.
There's also an artist called Peaches that would blank the pain away.
Oh, see? I guess there's a lot of Peaches out there.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
You remember her? Yeah. Blank the pain away.
Blank the pain away.
All right, I don't... I don't know if I know what number 3 is either.
This is awesome. I just love that like there's some random crap in here.
Yeah, again, Guitar World Magazine rating the best bass lines of all time. This is the 3rd best bass line they believe. Oh, I think I do know this. Stanley Clarke in School Days. I would never have been able to name it.
Dude, this guy's going off.
Yeah, he is.
Seems like the Yngwie of like bass.
Yeah. It almost feels wrong that bass is this fast.
Oh, he's doing a little slap funk thing there. I'm actually surprised that Flea, I mean, I know he made it in the top 40, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Give It Away, which is a great bass line. Yeah. There's a few off of Blood Sugar Sex Magic that I feel like could have made this list. But I was actually kind of surprised that Flea's performance did not make top 10.
Yeah, I feel like I think you're right. Top 10. I am surprised at that they didn't.
Especially with that song, because that sounds like Flea on meth.
Coming in at number 2, I think you might recognize this.
Get up, get on up, get up, get on up, stay on the scene, get on up, like a sex machine, get on up, get up, get on up.
Great song, man.
So good. I think he wants you to get up.
I know what he wants.
Get on up, like a sex machine.
Like a sex machine.
And that's Bootsy Collins, the bassist.
Oh, really? Okay.
I grabbed one of the, I was like, when we were talking about this and you teased, I'm like, there's a lot of iconic bass lines that I personally, and I don't know if they're on the list or not, but Bootsy Collins, he did a bass line for, do you remember that group D-Light? The Groove is in the Heart?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Rev, I think you have a sample of it?
Yeah.
So, right here, let's hear it. That's Bootsy Collins.
Oh, look at Bootsy.
Which I was always so cool because he's in the music video and he's just like got that crazy hat and he's like, ooh, feel it.
Yeah.
He's such a good bassist.
I'm glad you know the name because we're saying the names of the songs, but we're really not giving. It'd be great to give the bassist credit for the guys that did it too. So.
And is it bad that I only know that song because it was on an episode of Big Mouth?
Well, of course.
I mean, if it's not in a cartoon, you don't know anything.
Nope.
I mean, that Big Mouth is your new Family Guy.
Yeah.
Big Mouth, Archer.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, listen, you know what? I mean, that's fine because, I mean, the new stuff like that all, pay homage to, all the greats that came before it. I love that. So I'm glad you're getting to know about it.
Right.
All right. Here's the number 1 bass line of all time by Guitar World Magazine.
It's not my thing, but
yeah.
I mean, it definitely gets you bopping.
Yeah.
And was that Bernard Edwards from, I don't know, what was that, Chic?
Yeah, Chic. Now, one that's very similar that I like better, but only because I like the band better, but it has a vibe just like that, would be Rapture by Blondie.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah. Has a very, so that's the only reason, because I just love Blondie, but, I wouldn't be surprised if Blondie, probably the bassist might have thought, hey, let me borrow a little bit from Chic, because I think Chic came first, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
A lot of people are like, how about Primus? Yeah, like, My Name is Mud would have been that.
Dude, right? That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You got it. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Sounds like it's farting on an amplifier.
Sure. Did it make the list at all? If we're talking top 100, I feel like
top 40 they put out.
Oh, top 40. Okay.
Does not look like a Primus song made the list. Kind of surprised by that. Rage Against the Machine did, which is actually I'm glad because Timmy Comerford, he's such an underrated bassist when I think people talk about great bass players.
Yeah.
Shocked the White Stripes song didn't make it. No, I'm kidding.
They don't have bass.
BJ, I was trying to think about this. I'm like, man, I just realized just how obsessed I am with 90s alt rock when I was thinking about my favorite bass lines.
Come on.
Yeah, right.
So I have 3.
All right.
And I think it was kind of noticed like there is a trend in how they sound. So the first one I thought of, and if I was going to make a top 3, it'd be my number 3, would be Nirvana's Lounge Act with Chris Novoselic. So
okay.
I think, Rev, I sent it to you. Like, I just love that. It's just like sloppy and hooky,
Yeah. That's because I can't argue with that.
Number 2, and I know that you're now into Weezer, and I don't know how much you're into the early, the first record.
Okay.
But there's a song called Only in Dreams where the bass line, it just carries the entire song. But they kind of have the same vibe.
Yeah, don't think I know this one.
Oh, dude, spend the day listening to this.
All right.
Like over and over. And it's the best Weezer song ever because of the bass line.
Yeah, this I would not have thought was a Weezer tune.
And then the number one for me, and I remember I got my buddy's bass guitar solely so I could try and learn how to play this, and I kind of did, but it was like a attempt by a guy who was missing 3 or 4 fingers. Like, it was not very good, but it's the greatest bass line in my opinion. It's Jane's Addiction, 3 Days. That's Eric Avery.
Yeah.
But it's like all 3 of them have almost the same vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like really like just loose and super alt rock. Just shows where my passion is that 90s era of rock music.
See, and mine is anytime we talk bass, my mind automatically goes to Matt Freeman from Rancid playing Maxwell Murder.
That's a good one.
The solo on that song is so fast and just like, oh my god, it's so good. Like,
also Cliff Burton from Metallica, was it For Whom the Bell Tolls? Do 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 do. I always love seeing them live, even with Robert Trujillo when he puts it through like that effect pedal.
Oh yeah.
I'm shocked you didn't go with like Green Day.
I do like Longview. Longview's great, and then also I just had The Offspring's Got to Get Away. Yeah, it's just such a great, and it's kind of the same kind of like 90s alt rock type of thing. It's just straightforward, and, with the drums and everything, it just kind of kills it for me.
One texter has a good one, and I'm not trolling you to play my winter song again, BJ.
Is it going to be Dominic the Donkey?
No.
That's a good one.
I'm surprised that one wasn't in the top 5.
I think it's in the top 10.
Oh, okay. That makes sense because that was, remember, that was such a contentious song for Queen. They didn't want to sound disco.
Yeah, because of the movie. I remember that scene. Yeah. That came in at number 7, and another Queen song came in at number 30, and it's their collaboration with David Bowie, Under Pressure.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
I mean, it's almost as good as Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice.
Well, see, there's a key difference.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference. Thank you.
Yeah, it's almost as good, though.
Yeah. Stupid Vanilla Ice.
How dare you? He's a master.
Ooh, good one. Beatles Come Together.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I always like the Aerosmith version, too. I thought it was really good.
Oh, yeah. I like that much better than the Beatles version. I know that's sacrilege and all the Beatles fans are going to hate me, but I like that much better.
Motorhead's Ace of Spades. I mean, that's just, they even called it, they said it's a famously filthy bass sound.
Yeah, and I'm blanking on the title of the song, and it's not a song that anybody knows either. It's a deep cut in Collective Soul, and I'm blanking on it.
I was right there with them.
It had to be Collective Soul. Of course it would be.
Right.
Yeah. For a while, I thought that December had a great bass line, but I don't think that's a bass guitar. I could be wrong. We have December in the system. I'm such an idiot. I'm not even sure I know what a bass guitar sounds like sometimes. Is December in the system, Danny, at all? Because it starts off, and you can tell me, Steve, if this is a bass guitar or not.
Hold on, I got it.
Oh, you got it?
This is definitely guitar.
Is it a bit... Yeah, that's a regular guitar.
Yeah, that's guitar. I'm sorry to break it to you, BJ.
Yeah, I thought so. That's why because I was thinking of 2 songs. I can't think of the name of the other song because it's a deep cut. It's not one that anybody knows, but it's got a good bluesy sound. It's got a jazz horn in it, and it's all bass. That I know because it's just like boom, 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 boom. But you wouldn't know it, and you probably would think it was a horrible song because, again, I said Collective Soul.
A few people have been saying Tool. You got to throw them in the mix. The Pod has an amazing bass line. There's so many great bass lines from Tool.
Yeah. Were they even mentioned in any of the top 40?
I don't believe so.
No.
Which is actually kind of surprising.
That's kind of a travesty because, I mean, the band is an orchestral masterpiece with some of their songs, man. I don't know why they get overlooked a lot when you talk about greatness in music.
I do like that this list is very broad. It's not like just...
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, Iron Maiden, Phantom of the Opera is in there, which, I mean, always Fleetwood Mac, Rev, you'll appreciate that. The Chain.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Chain's good.
And then you got Michael Jackson's Billie Jean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and wasn't that the one that also had Eddie's Eddie Van, or is it Beat It? Beat It has Eddie Van Halen with the lead guitar. Yeah. So Billie Jean does have that's a good tune. I mean, I know it's Michael Jackson, but that's a good tune.
Rush is in there with Digital Man.
Another one that I think Steve would appreciate for the punk side of things would be NoFX. The Idiots Are Taking Over. When it just starts out.
I always love that sound, the punk rock bass sound.
Yeah.
It's very it's very punchy.
Very.
Yeah.
They put at number 40, Riders on the Storm by the Doors. I always thought, that's not a bass guitar, but I guess it's a bass line on a keyboard. Because the Doors didn't have a bassist.
Have a bass. Yeah, there was a keyboardist.
Ray Manzarek did the bass on the keyboards.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, it even says, Ray Manzarek's throbbing keyboard bass, which sounds I don't know if I want to ask Urban Dictionary that, but it is
that
a
counts?
Bass. I would argue that it's not.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was trying to figure out. Like I don't know the Doors as deep as you did, Steve. I didn't even realize they didn't have a bassist. I couldn't remember there being a bass guitar in that song.
No, there's guitar, drums, and keyboards.
Oh wow!
Because it was a 4-piece, and Jim Morrison just sang.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You can pull out, Ski sometimes, but that's a different.
Yeah, totally something else. Yeah. Wrong instrument, buddy.
Rev, could you find Riders on the Storm? It'd just be kind of fun to hear it now with that kind of mindset because. I know that Ray Manzarek did bass parts on the keyboard, but they weren't a bass guitar.
Yeah, I would love to hear that myself now and see if I can pick it out. I mean, it's cool that they gave him credit, I guess.
I want to hear his throbbing keyboard bass.
Yeah, he's got a throbbing bass.
It sounds so wrong.
All right, here we go.
Got it? It sounds like a bass, though.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Wow, that is pretty amazing that he was able to do that.
Because he's doing the keyboard part while he's doing the bass part, man.
Yeah.
His fingers are going crazy, dude.
Yeah, dude, that is... Okay, you know what? I feel like he deserves being on that list. I would have actually, now that I hear it, I would swear that was a bass.
Yeah, I'm willing to... I'm not going to argue with them on that.
Yeah, wow. That's technology for you right there, baby. When you think about that, I mean, what was that? The 70s? The early 70s? Mid 70s? I mean... the
71.
Yeah, I mean the technology to be able to do that on a keyboard. I mean that was cool stuff back then.
Wow, that is just it's a trip to think. But when you hear it, you're like, yeah, that is a bass line. It's just done on a keyboard.
Wow, I never knew that. Mm-hmm. I would have sworn that was a guitar.
Yes, I remember. Wow. I don't know how much they tackle it in that old Doors movie. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I feel like that's discussed even in the Doors movie.
The Val Kilmer one.
Yeah. Is there another one?
I wanted to be sure. I wanted to be sure that I was thinking of the right movie with Val Kilmer.
That's such a great movie.
Yeah. It's I don't know if I've ever seen it. I mean, look, I'm on a full disclosure.
You're just anti Val Kilmer.
No, yeah, actually, I mean Val Kilmer, Batman. I'm there, and OK Corral, and whatever OK Corral movie, whatever the heck it was. But the Doors, just never did it for me.
The Doors for me, I always, it would piss off my friends that were Doors fans. I was like, their only good album's the greatest hits of the Doors. Like for me, like I love that double record, the greatest hits of the Doors, because it was just their best songs. And that's all I needed. I tried to listen to some of honestly, a lot of times, even with Kiss, and I love Kiss, but I'll just listen to Kiss's double platinum or their Alive records because some of the filler on those records was just truly filler. And I felt the same with the Doors.
Yeah. I can't say you're wrong there.
But you take all their best songs and put it onto a double record, it's great from beginning to end. Shocking.
Yeah. Well, it was that's the thing when you grow up really not a child of the time, because I didn't like any of that music, and I wasn't a Beatles fan, I wasn't a Doors fan. I liked the Beach Boys because of their harmonies, and they weren't respected as much as they are today. When I was liking them, everybody thought I was lame. And I remember in college when I discovered Kraftwerk, that's when I realized, okay, that's the kind of music I like. But I had and eventually everybody else started liking it. But I just felt so alone. I mean, everybody was loving that stuff, and I was like, why am I a weirdo? Why can't I like this music? I mean, it's okay, but but it just didn't grab me the way it grabbed other people.
Also, Ray Manzarek used bass pedals to play a lot of the bass lines, also, so that would use that like a pedals on the floor.
I have no idea what that even means.
They're almost like these giant keyboard things that would be on the floor that you step on.
So he stepped on it and it made those sounds.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that makes sense of how he could then why his fingers didn't have to do the walking so much. That's still your brain has got to go do this and this with your feet and then do something else with your fingers. I have so much respect for people who can figure that out.
That's a lot going on, man.
It really is.
It's a lot. I know, and people even joke about that with drumming, and I'm like, for me, that's easy. Like, to be able to do multiple things with my body, because it made sense to me. But guitar with I see Danny play the guitar, and like we jokingly made a video where it was like I was trying to pretend to play the guitar and play the notes, and even that was hard, and I wasn't even 100. Like, I was like hitting 40% of the right strings, and it still felt difficult and weird and awkward.
Oh yeah, I can't do it, as you know. You guys know me. I can't even keep a beat, so it's a beating. I have no skill in that department at all.
So how about Led Zeppelin's Immigrant Song? That didn't make the list, but Led Zeppelin's Ramble On made it at number 6.
Oh wow, so Ramble On's got to them has better bass in it than the Immigrant Song.
Well, according to the blurb about the song, it said John Paul Jones had some big cojones when he wrote the bass line of Ramble On. First of all, he steps all over Jimmy Page's gorgeous acoustic intro with a fantastic ascending bass line.
All right. Oh, I like the way they wrote that. Very poetic.
Yes.
Nice. Well, Steve, we're going to go from one subject you love to another subject you love. Sylvester Stallone. How about this? What a morning for you. How about Sly just answered one of life's biggest questions? Who would win in a fight? Oh, this is good because you and I have a battle over these movies. Who would win in a fight? Rocky or Rambo?
Oh, no.
I'll tell you what Sly said at 8:20.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
New on Curiosity Stream, the Arctic, frigid, desolate, unforgiving. And without canine companions, early humans never stood a chance. Discover how man and dog learned to thrive together where neither could survive alone in Ice Dogs. Plus,
why would a Nazi major be protecting and saving Jews?
Against orders, against time, the SS major that sheltered and saved thousands of Jews. It's the good Nazi. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Well, there's been a debate over the years. A big one. Who would win in a fight? Rocky or Rambo? And finally, Sylvester Stallone said, you know what, I'm gonna weigh in on this. He did this on Instagram. And his answer, well, to some people, not much of an answer. First, he said, quote, if it's two men meeting in the street and going at each other with no rules, I believe the outcome would be, if the fighters were to remain upright, Rocky would prevail.
Okay. All right.
He said his body punches and right hooks would eventually beat Rambo. If the fight goes to the ground, Rambo will prevail in a bloody, brutal fight to the end.
Which, I don't think there's going to be any rules. If Rambo's involved...
I don't know what he means with if the fight goes to the ground.
Like if they go to the floor, if they're like wrestling. On the ground.
He thinks Rambo would win. So he thinks Rambo would win a wrestling match, huh?
I guess. I mean, I'm thinking like if it's going to be like a boxing fight, then I think he's saying Rocky's going to win. But if it turns into an MMA battle, then Rambo's going to win.
Oh, okay.
Because maybe he just hasn't any faith in Rocky's ground game.
And then he said, rethinking the scenario, I believe that upon initial contact, since they will not be in the rain but fighting outside, basically a street fight, Rocky would land the first 5 or 6 blows.
How high is Sylvester Stallone at this very moment?
He must be.
This is a stoner conversation with himself on Instagram.
Yeah. And he's like, so Rocky gets the first 5 or 6 shots in, but if that doesn't incapacitate Rambo, which I don't think he will unless he's caught clean, Rambo's skill set will definitely be in full display. He will be a dirty fighter, which, there is something to be said about somebody who just has got the killer instinct, like the brutal savage, like almost an animal, which, Rambo seems to be more the animal than Rocky.
Yeah. I mean, like, look, I'm more of a Rocky fan than Rambo, but I mean, I'll be an idiot to think that Rambo's going to lose this battle. Rambo's going to cheat to win.
Yeah, basically.
He doesn't care.
Yeah.
Rocky's, Mr. Like, I'm doing this because I'm trying to be respected. And Rambo's like, I'm not killing you.
Wow, what a great impression.
I don't know. Yeah, I do like the picture that he posted with this blurb where he's explaining it. It's like just a straight up like fight poster. A showdown of the legends. Rocky the Italian Stallion Balboa versus John Lone Wolf Rambo.
Yeah, he really doesn't give us an answer.
No. He doesn't want to pick one of his children.
No, I can't blame him, I suppose. I mean, if depending upon the circumstances, and that's Rambo not having any guns or anything or any knives on him. Rambo's going to have a weapon on him.
I don't even think he needs a weapon.
Yeah, he doesn't need one, but he'll have one.
You're right. He'll have that awesome knife that I had as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, all the...
You had that knife?
Yeah, that was I begged my parents. They got my brother and I that knife that like you could it almost had like it screwed out like the handle was hollowed out so you could unscrew it and there was like a sewing needle.
Yeah, fishing line and like the compass on the bulb.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, dude, I remember those.
It had the compass on the bottom of the handle, yeah. And, which is odd, though. Parents are just giving their children a knife.
That is odd, especially when if they know the motivation. Well, yeah, like one of the best killers ever. He got that knife.
Yeah, and we did nothing fun with the thing. Like, we just like hang out in our room and hold it like we're Rambo. But like, there was nothing to do.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Are you going to take it out to the streets of New York? I mean, that's not going to end well.
Well, we knew that if we stabbed anything with it in the house, we were going to get it taken away from us. So we would just like look at it and unscrew it and take things out, put it back in, and be like, this is cool.
Yeah, and then, okay, we're done.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It was the dumbest gift.
When you think of some of the gifts back in the old days that we were given and things that we were allowed to play with, it is, now I know why CPS is in full force.
What if we, I'm trying to think of like what Schwarzenegger character we could throw into the mix. We can't do Terminator because that's just an unfair fight.
Yeah.
Predator, yes. Great pick, Rev.
Besides being muscular, did Conan have anything going on? I mean,
he was a barbarian.
He had a sword.
Yeah, he sliced people in half with it and stuff.
I don't know if he was like supernatural powers or anything.
That's what I mean. So I think Conan deserves to be in the mix versus the Predator guy. Whatever he was, and get to the chopper.
Man, I feel like it would end up being between Rambo and the Predator guy.
And don't forget Total Recall.
He's in space. That doesn't count.
No, but I mean,
Predator's an alien. He's from space.
Predator was an alien, but not Schwarzenegger wasn't from space.
Are we talking about Schwarzenegger's characters? Yes. Predator wasn't even Schwarzenegger.
Right. The character that Schwarzenegger played in Predator.
That's what I'm saying.
I was thinking actual Predator.
I was actually thinking the character he played in Total Recall. He's just a regular. He's in space, but he's a regular guy. So
yeah,
he doesn't have any powers either.
Dude.
Oh, okay, my bad. I never really watched it. So
yeah, or the guy with the repet when he was running around that movie, the 9th, 8th Day, whatever. He's a regular guy in that too. It's sort of like every Arnold movie, he's pretty much a regular guy except Terminator. So it's like, which Arnold, even Kindergarten Cop probably could beat himself up.
So I said, what if we throw John Wick into this as well?
That's not fair.
What are you talking about? Well,
John Wick just wins every time.
But he's got guns. John Wick, without guns, what would John Wick do?
I don't know. It all depends on who's nicest to John Wick's dog. I feel like that person has the advantage.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I agree. And at the same time, though, I mean, we're talking muscle. I mean, Rocky, he could kill John Wick, but John Wick probably has tons of guns stashed everywhere.
So don't forget the Commando character for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's right, yeah.
I've never seen any of these movies.
None.
Dude. I have no idea what's happening right now.
I don't blame you.
Names at this point to you.
Yeah. Well, Danny doesn't. All right, Jack from Titanic. He's tough, isn't he?
Yeah, he would win.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
Him versus a door, he lost.
Yeah, him versus water.
He did lose against the door and water
and ice.
Yeah. I've never seen anybody lose and then give a gift on the way down. I'm drowning. Here's a gift. Yeah, here you go.
Of course, I mean none of them would win, and if Steven Seagal's Under Siege character showed up.
Yeah. I just found one for Danny, though, and it involves my two Jacks. Jack Skellington or Jack from Titanic, who would win in a fight? Two of Danny's favorite movies.
Jack from Skellington. Or Jack Skellington.
Jack from Skellington.
He's already bones.
Yeah, there you go. But he's made of bones, though, Danny, so he's pretty fragile. He's got no muscle.
His punches are hard.
Yeah, he can pull out his rib and smack him over the head.
Oh, there's that, yeah. Okay.
Also, we say, what if you throw in the Kindergarten Cop? I feel like he's going to beat them all.
Right?
Yeah.
Who's
What does he do?
I suppose out of, that's the winner right there. Oh, man. You know, there's a whole generation of people that actually got to watch good movies and not those.
Yeah, you missed out on all this awesome stuff.
Yeah. Well, there's probably a reason for that. Yeah.
Man, Sylvester Stallone, you should have given us that's such a non-answer. I do like at the end he says the final result is neither man will ever be the same.
Well, yeah, like you said, how's he going to pick his own children? He's going to piss somebody off.
I feel like if he could pick Rocky. I mean,
you think
Rocky's what made him that's what made him rich.
See, to me, Rambo's the man. You picked Rocky, and I have no respect for you. Rambo's the man.
The problem with Rambo is that it started off as kind of just like that lone wolf story of just the one guy out in the Pacific Northwest, and then it turned into him like taking on the entire Mexican cartel.
Yes,
like I mean,
that's
just
fantastic.
The way it ramps, there's no way
completely realistic.
There's no way Rocky's beating Rambo ever.
He's like the equivalent of the Fast and the Furious franchise. He goes from street racing to flying into outer space. It's just as believable.
Yeah.
We live in 2022. Why can't we make this happen?
What's that?
The two guys fighting each other.
I'm sure we could.
You know what I mean?
Dan doesn't know their names. We've been talking all morning.
The two
he can't
guys,
even tell you their names. Those two guys. The guy with the bow and then the guy with the key.
You're right. There's got to be somebody in like a video game place around here that could like develop two fighting characters.
Oh, you deep fake it, Steve. Well, like they do like they've been doing with Luke Skywalker, where they just do deep fakes and they put his face on some guy's body. So you get two muscular dudes.
But
that's not the same.
Here's the deal. Rambo was downloadable content for one of the new Mortal Kombat games.
Oh, was
All they got to do is put Rocky in there and boom, you've got a whole thing right there.
All right.
Give them all the attributes that they're best at, like whatever it is. Like, you know, they could do that research. We don't need to. But, like, you know, and create the character based off of all those attributes and then put them into like a computer simulated fight.
Yeah, if Mike Tyson can fight a shark for Shark Week, I think this could happen.
You're right.
Oh, I see. You want it statistically done, Steve, like they do with like the Super Bowl. You want it to have it, plug all the realistic facts as possible. How would it go?
Yes.
I'm thinking more like Rev. I want them to be like have finishing moves and babalities. I want all of that.
Fatality.
Yeah,
I would watch that video.
Yeah, all day long.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Even Danny might watch it. He won't know who he's watching, but he'd watch it.
I want to see a fight, though.
Who doesn't?
I want to see a fight, though. Well, then let's get the Golden Girls. Let's put all their data in there. Let's make this happen.
Oh, my gosh. Yes.
Yeah.
I think B. Arthur's character will.
Let's see. I mean,
Dorothy.
Yeah.
Dorothy would whoop everyone's ass.
Dorothy would kick Rocky's ass.
Yeah, I think
Estelle.
Sophia's
Sophia.
character is like, she's got those mean words that hurt.
Blanche would just, I'd say she'd F him up, but in a different way.
Yeah.
She would try,
Blanche.
She'd probably be the first to lose because she was just like, hurting from the night before out with the fellas.
Exactly.
Yeah, so she didn't really
Well, maybe those are the fellas she was out with, Steve. You know what they say? You really should, save yourself up if you're fighting. And so she pretty much, maybe she and Dorothy have a little, cahoots thing where she's like, you tire him out, Blanche, and then I'll beat the hell out of him tomorrow.
Are we really doing this?
I feel like we're just blowing this great idea. Like, we need to make our own video game, and it's like called like the Pop Culture Wars. And it's just, we take all these pop culture icons, and they're just like, it's like Mortal Kombat, but you pick, like, I could have Alf.
There's a company that's kind of done it, Steve. Funko. They've made board games like that, and they had the Golden Girls as characters.
I wanna play video games.
That's what I'm saying. But it's been done, is what I'm saying.
Celebrity Deathmatch was the thing too.
It's kind of like that. Yeah,
we do that. It's just a video game. I get it.
I'd say we go to Funko and say, let's go make this a video game.
They'd be like, we'll have to charge $500 for the game to cover all the licensing fees.
Yeah, well, they'll figure that out, right? That's Funko's situation. They're a big company.
Yeah, that's their problem.
Yeah. Again, we come up with the ideas, Steve, but it's not up for us to pay for these things.
Like if Vicky from Small Wonder could take on the Terminator, how awesome would that be?
That would be interesting, actually.
That would be interesting. They're both robots.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Johnny number 5 shows up.
Oh, Johnny 5? All right. Okay, there you go.
Let's get it.
Yeah, and don't forget Chappie, because we talked to the guy, so that's why I like Chappie. Remember him?
Oh, yeah. What was that movie called?
Chappie.
Yeah.
What was that movie called?
Brilliant.
There is.
I thought it was called like District 7 or something.
No, District 9 was the other one the same guy did.
Yeah.
See?
I was tracking.
You were almost there.
Now, you know what? You really made it happen. You really did.
And there kind of is a game coming out. It's kind of like Super Smash Brothers, but it's called Multiverses, and it's basically like all the WB properties. So you can have Harley Quinn fighting Arya Stark from Game of Thrones or Shaggy fighting Superman.
Awesome. Is it side-by-side fighter like Mortal Kombat? Is that what it looks like? Or is it more like Super Smash?
Yeah, it's more like Super Smash.
They call it the Super Smash clone.
Okay, that's what it is then.
Oh, they got Tom and Jerry.
Oh, yeah. They said that they're going to be revealing more characters soon, but it's supposed to be ridiculous. It's coming out this year.
Wait, does Tom and Jerry fight together as a team, or do they fight against each other?
You would think they would fight together based on the picture.
Yeah, they look like that's like friend Tom and Jerry. That's not my front Tom and Jerry.
Oh, yeah, you don't like that.
Agreed.
I'm more of like bitter enemies.
Yeah.
Tom and Jerry.
And is this going to be for Nintendo?
I'm not sure.
Wow. I mean, that's a hell of a, because that's a hell of a deal right there.
I
whatever
play
they
this
did.
game.
Oh, you will? For how long?
Well,
at least once.
I mean, if it's on my phone, I can play it. I'm not getting a game system, so I can play it.
Yeah, it'll be on Xbox Series XS, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC.
Oh, all right, look at that. Oh, PC. All right, there you go.
What about GameCube? Is it going to be on the GameCube?
Don't think it's going to be on the GameCube.
Sorry, buddy.
I know. They really, they're missing out not supporting the GameCube like that.
So it says there's an independent game called Terradrome where it takes all the horror icons in a Street Fighter Mortal Kombat style game.
That'd be cool.
Oh, wow. So it's like Freddy versus Jason and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Sick.
All right. That is pretty cool.
Chucky in it?
He better be.
Chucky's not in it. I'm not in it.
Well, if you're protesting if Chucky's not in it? All right.
I would want to be Chucky every time.
Looks like they got Sasquatch in it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just looking at some of the ones that they have. The Wendigo, a sort of Pennywise type character.
Okay.
Leatherface.
Bloody Mary.
All right. Yep, it looks just like you'd expect it to look.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone who's not paying for those.
Yeah. Okay, well, congratulations, company.
Yeah. It's got Ash.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm buying it.
That's I gotcha.
Yeah, they did. They got my Evil Dead, man. That's awesome.
Chucky's in it.
There he is.
Wow, are you okay over there, buddy?
No.
Yeah. You knew Chucky would have to be in it. Oh, there he is. Oh, Chucky's kicking ass.
As he should.
Oh, is he fighting himself in that one? Oh, wow. Chucky versus Chucky. Yesterday, Steve, I don't know if he fought himself, but he did get this one wrong.
What natural satellite of the Earth causes tides?
What natural? The water.
No.
Ocean?
No.
Longitude?
No.
Oh, sorry, Steve. We're looking for the old-fashioned moon, sir.
Wasn't even close.
No. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 8:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's a question from a listener. My house is currently in foreclosure. I've stopped making payments. What can I do to save my house?
If you're already in foreclosure behind on your mortgage, you can stop the foreclosure by filing a bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy. Chapter 13 can help you catch up on your house payments if you're behind. It would mean that you'd have to start making your house payments again and catch up on the amount that you're behind over 5 years. You could also take off or strip off your second mortgage, which would help you to reduce your housing payment every month, especially once you're done with the plan and done catching up on your first mortgage. We could also try to buy you some time by filing a Chapter 13 case. Filing a Chapter 13 would definitely stop your foreclosure.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.